Y'all, don't try to do what I did and declutter your homeschool room or area in one day. Okay, it took me longer than one day, but we're going back in time in this video. Back in November, I have been feeling awful for weeks. But then when I started feeling better, I was like, okay, I'm not loving what I'm seeing in my house. It's time to declutter. And that's what I'm sharing in this video. Hey y'all, Sabrina here. Welcome back to the channel where I share about our homeschool, my homemaking, and what's on my heart. So, like I said, this took me more than one day. It took me about a week to go through everything, and I went through stuff with the boys as well. So, we had to play Tetris around the house a little bit with the books they wanted to hold on to, figuring out what I wanted to consign, taking pictures and sending it to my sister-in-law, and girlfriends of things that I thought they might like because I never want to pass along something that people don't want or won't use. But I was doing too much. I had thrifted some lamps and was painting them. I painted my entryway. My sister-in-law helped with that. Did way too much in November after being out, but I did make it through, and I'm going to share with you the things that we let go of. So let's dive into this section right here. Everything in this kind of middle is what I'm going to try to consign. Everything farther over there in the brown boxes is what I'm planning to give my sister and sister-in-law and a girlfriend for her son. And then everything over like on the wood floor and the dining room table are things that we're holding on to. And then the books went upstairs, the ones that we kept. So let's get a little closer. In many of my homeschool videos, you have seen two cube shelves full of most of our homeschool supplies. We've had them upstairs in our homeschool space and now down here in our dining room, formal quote, living room area, according to the floor plan of the house. But that has been here for, I don't know, a couple of years now. But we have decided that a lot of the things aren't as needed anymore. And I just felt like, okay, it's time to let go of some stuff. And so we cleared the shelves. The boys took the books that they wanted to hold on to and that we felt we needed for school up to their rooms because that's where they're mainly schooling right now. And we are letting a lot of things go. So I want to show you first what I'm planning to consign. So these are the things that we're planning to consign, things that have blessed our homeschool, things that have brought us through different periods in our homeschool journey. And I'm so grateful for them. And I'm hoping that someone else will be able to use them and be able to teach their kiddos too. So let's go a little bit closer and kind of do a de-haul and what we're letting go. Now, I'm going to try to go quickly here and not go down memory lane, but a lot of these little kits we used during unit studies. We did a comic book unit study and the boys had fun making these like beads, but they didn't really go back to them like that. So we felt like maybe someone else could use that. A lot of these other kits, I try to teach the kids again to take care of what we have and put things back so that because I do plan on selling these things. It's one-time use for us, but can be used with someone else as well. This is something Aiden picked up at a homeschool store one time and we never used it. So there are things in here like that I bought two of for the boys, but then only one got used. So that is in complete condition. All of these have all the parts. Some things we were given and like these little kits and they made a few of them. And here's one that they didn't. I think this was like a printing press from one of those, like little stem box kits, like an art kit. We've got some snap circuits here that the boys have outgrown. These were so fun. They loved playing these little games from Lakeshore. But we've outgrown them. So we're gonna let those go. We had some landforms. I remember when I sat down and recorded this video, I was so excited to have gotten these for the boys. So that's what's going. Cameron actually recently did this for a science project at school, but it's one-time use really. Like we put it together, he learned what he needed to learn, he turned it in, he doesn't really want to hold on to it. So I don't want them to hold on to things that will clutter up their space, things that they're not loving. So we put it in a box and we're going to sell it. It was too late to return. More little cards like these. They had so much fun with these. These are pretty worn, but they're still in good condition, and I feel like can be used by another kiddo. And the last, well, no, I actually have a few more things over there like this. Cameron loved this little thing for a while. It's like a little robot. You put the markers in and you let him go. And he just had a lot of fun with this one. So, but he's outgrown it, and he said someone else can enjoy it now. So some more things from Lakeshore that we picked up and loved. These were great just to put on the shelves for the boys. And then they would go through, they have little cards, they have little answer sheets, and they had a lot of fun with these. I liked just pulling them out, and let me see if I can show you better. Like pulling them out, they kind of felt like a game to them, and they had a lot of fun with these. So I hope, again, that someone else will be able to enjoy these. Now these are all pretty much the same things, but they are for language arts. And then they have these power pens. Cameron really loved these. You take the pen, you have the cards, and they like can turn on the pen and it'll let them know if they've gotten an answer correct or incorrect. It just said woohoo. And it turns green if they get it correct, and red if they answer it incorrectly. So that was a really fun way for him to work on his fractions and time. Multiplication and division are the ones that we purchased. So I'm not going to open everything, but we've got some multiplication flashcards here, and then this, we use it like as a game to build sentences, and they had a lot of fun with that. So quickly in here is an ear model we made during a unit study we did. We studied out Helen Keller, and we talked about the senses, and this is one thing that we did during that unit. We've done lots of things with sharks and farm life and things like that, so I'm gonna sell these. I've got a few of these little life cycle animal life cycle. They're not toys, little creatures. I can't get my words out, but these things, and this little tray that I would put their life cycle creatures on. So I've got a few of those that are gonna go to the homeschool store today. And like I said, I won't go too crazy because this will take forever, but I've got like sets of books that we use to teach different parts of language arts and learning about stories. And then I've got some art things in here that the boys kind of, like I bought a couple of these. We used them during a comic book unit that we did, and they had fun with them. But so I was like, oh, I'll get more. Shouldn't have done that because they never used these. So I'm going to take them, and hopefully someone else can enjoy them. I've got like this teaching art to children book. We had a lot of fun with this one. This one we use with Cameron during his 4th grade year, but we really hadn't gone back to it. I just felt like someone else might be able to enjoy this a little bit more. Got some how to draw books. I actually gave a few of these to my sister as well. The boys enjoyed these. And they are ready to move on. So that's pretty much what's in here. I've got this little board that we used to work out sentences. And this one from Handwriting Without Tears that they've had for years when we first started learning to write, and we no longer need it. But I gave my sister some other things for her young girl, so I'm gonna sell this one since I only had one of these. So next I'm going to share this bin right here, and this is all of our Right Start manipulatives. Guys, we Loved Right Start Math. I love doing this with the boys. We are no longer using it. They have moved on to Saxon and some other things, but this was my favorite math with the kids. And this is the last level that I haven't sold yet. And I'm gonna go ahead and let the card games go. This year, we're just gonna move forward. And if you remember, I had all of the manipulatives organized in these mesh like travel or makeup bags, and that was such a great way to organize them. And I like printed, use my label maker to make these little labels, and I had them tied to the zippers of the pouches, and that worked really well. I'm gonna keep my pouches, but I am gonna let all of the cards and manipulatives go, and I gave them the little label. So all of them are in here. And I'm kind of sad to see it go. It just brings back a lot of memories. I loved Right Start with the boys. So everything is in here neat, and so they can go through it and they can look and make sure that, and they can make sure all the pieces are there. So I tried to put everything in there kind of neat so that they can easily peek through and make sure all the pieces are there so they can sell it as a kit, because it is a kit. Now, over here is 4th and 5th grade of Oak Meadow. I can't believe we already have done now 4 levels of Oak Meadow. We started with Cameron in 4th grade. Now we are working through a little bit of that with Aiden in 8th grade. And so I'm holding on to 6th and 7th right now. We're using part of 6 for Cameron, and I don't know what next year will hold, so I'm holding on to 7. But here's 4 and 5, all the books, and the 2 lenses that came with the 4th grade kit. So I try to make sure it's all kind of together and easy for them to peek through. I even left the cards up so they can check all of the books and things that go along with it and see it really easy. You want to make it easy if you're consigning for them to see your stuff, you know, not look at it and be like, ugh. So that's why I put them in these bins. Some we have on our shelves, some I just like to keep. You may have heard me share this before. I just have some bins folded up in a closet or the garage. And then when I'm organizing or decluttering, I will, especially if I'm giving them to someone or, well, not giving to someone, if I'm taking them to consign, I will take them in clean bins and not just, you can take them in a cardboard box, that's fine. But I just think it presents better to have it in a little bit nicer of a container, a tub or something like that to sell. I have found that it makes a difference. I have taken the same stuff back and they have purchased it in different places, in a different bin, and presented it better, and they took it. So it just depends on where you're consigning, but I like to consign at a few places, and this particular homeschool store, I know that it works better to have things organized before I take it in. So this container holds curriculum that we no longer need, things that we have loved and used but are ready to move on from. So we've got some world geography. This was something I thought Cameron would really enjoy since he loved cooking so much, but he didn't. So I'm gonna let that go. But those are just a few examples of things that we have used, loved, and let go of. So I am not about to take you through every book, but these are books the guys felt like we could let go of and that some other family might enjoy more. These are some really cool timeline books. They stretch out, so they would lay, I'm doing this backwards, but they would lay on the floor and peek through them. And so, you know, they're just like, we're good on those. Hopefully someone else will really like that. And so again, that's why I want them to, you know, be not to use their things and enjoy their things, but take care of their things, because we can pass these along for someone else to enjoy. I remembered this one so well. So these are ones that we're gonna let go. I've got some Usborne books. They're kind of older, so I don't know if they'll take them. If not, I'll definitely pass them to my sister. But these were so fun. Actually, no, this one's one that we bought in the last couple of years, but they said that we have so many DK books. They said that this one could go. These are ones they've had since they were little, and I loved them because they are flap books, and they would just sit and play, you know, with them. And we'd be like, be gentle. And so they did a good job. They're well taken care of. And I hope, again, I know I've said that so much, but I truly do hope someone else will enjoy these as much as we have. So a bunch of books like that. We've got some encyclopedias here. And we've got this cute little human body book. That was so fun. So that is kind of the gist of what is in this container. I showed you some of these. We've got some more like geography books in here as well that we use during a geography unit. So nights, things like that. They're really cool. It's amazing how many books that you can come across and learn from and have a good time with and then not go back to really. And so that's kind of why we are letting them go, because they're just sitting on our shelves. So this last container has just a few books. Because this was so tight, I just turned it. I should have turned the other one so they could quickly see the titles when they're looking through to see what they'll keep to sell and what they'll give back to me. And I will pass along to my sister or someone else that I think might be able to use them. Or they have a table that I'm going to put a few things outside of, like this book that I bought from, I think I got this from Target or the Dollar Tree. We did not use this one. And so I'm going to put this out and someone, you know, someone else can use this. I don't think this is something that they will sell. So I'll just put this out, and again, another family can pick that up. We've got some extra, what are these called? Index cards. We've had quite a few of these, so we don't need to hold on to all of these. So I'm gonna, again, put those out for another family to be able to use, but they won't be buying those. So again, these are so, oh my gosh. I had so much fun reading through these with Cameron and Aiden. So there's a lot of readers here, and they went so well with unit studies. If you have kids in this age range and you're looking at these little DK readers, these are great for units, especially as independent reads, quick independent reads. Well, I mean, it depends on your kid, right? But I think that these were informative without being overwhelming. And a few chapter books, some coding books. The boys said that they are done with these. These are more like scratch. And the elementary dictionary, Cameron said, I'm no longer in elementary school, so I don't want that anymore. Okay. And then just a few more little fun DK books that we've used with different units we've done. And that is it for what we're consigning. I hope they take most of it. Again, whatever they don't take, I will be passing forward to someone else. It will not stay in my house. I felt like it can be so hard to let go of things that are in perfectly good condition, but you just no longer need. And I am here to encourage you to let it go. It doesn't need to stay in your home. So the boys loaded up the truck for me. Aiden came with me to the homeschool store. We unloaded everything. They said they could take most of it. I came back with a handful of things, so I was really, really happy about that. So yesterday I dropped all of the consignment items, and today I'm going to drop this stuff at my sister's house. And I still need to get that to a girlfriend, and I will see my sister-in-law and brother tonight, so I'll give them those few things over there for my 1-year-old niece. So let's jump into this. Again, I'm not going to go into super detail with everything, but just to kind of give you an overview of the things that we are passing along. So over here we have a little book, The ABCs of Biology, which is kind of funny because my sister-in-law was a physics major and didn't love biology. We just had this conversation because she was helping Cam with some work. And anyway, I thought that was funny when I was going through the book. So I'm going to give that to her for her 1-year-old. And then Cameron likes these crayons a lot, but he felt like his little niece would have fun with them. So we are going to pass this along with this paper roll. The guys enjoyed this. I mean, we've had this since they were toddlers. and I've just bought extra paper and used it for cousins and things when they've come over, but everybody's getting older, and I just felt like my little niece would like having this at home, along with these little toys and this music set here. So that's what's going to her. So these things are going to a girlfriend. This is like a little soccer toy that slides across the like wood floor. It's kind of got like air pushing up. So we have 2 of these, and the boys thought that their friend would enjoy this one. And Cameron's going to pass along this little Batman along with these 5-minute stories, which he really enjoyed. And so his my girlfriend's son is in 2nd grade, and these were some books the boys enjoyed around that age. So here's one series that they liked. I think there was only 6 in this one. It might be more now, but that's what we had at the time. And then they also liked this set, the Carver Chronicles. This is another one, Dragons in a Bag, but this was that set that he enjoyed. So I'm hoping that little man enjoys these too. Aiden thought his older brother, who is a senior in high school, might enjoy this read. We have another copy of this one. So, and then just a few like superhero things that we had, some Mad Libs, some stickers, a coloring book we thought he might like, some markers, and just like a sketchbook and a blank notebook. Those are wide rule pages, and they use college rule now, so we are passing that notebook along. It never even got used. It still has the cover on it. So that is what is going to her, and I'm excited to give these things to our friends and family because I mean, they're still in great condition. You know, I'm not giving them what I feel is junk or trash or anything like that. And I just hope that they can enjoy that. So let's move on to what I'm passing to my sister. Okay, so I'm going to speed up here a little bit, but mostly in this bin is puzzles and art stuff. I've got these puzzles of different continents that the boys really enjoyed. This is a map. I'm not going to press the button, but it talks and makes all kinds of noises and quizzes and things like that about the United States. And then here's a little wooden United States puzzle, some sign language flashcards, and their little bugs. We use this as they would edit their work, to get the bugs out of their writing. So I thought the girls would like playing with those on their little fingers. Some headphones that I purchased not too long ago, but the guys did not like. They ended up buying some very nice headphones with their own money, and so we're going to pass those along to the girls. And then I've got these skin tone crayons. We've got some skin tone markers over here, other like scented markers and stamps and fun things like that. Blank books that the boys, I used to get these all the time from like Target or Michael's or the Dollar Spot, and they would write their own books. And so we've had quite a few books, but these were the ones I had left over. I went crazy buying those for a little while because they would just go through them. But we have some left to pass along. And then these are some books we just had so much fun with. My mom even had fun just sitting with the guys and drawing these different things. We never drew in the book. They had their own sketchbooks, and just had a lot of fun with these. So passing those along, as well as some like elementary main lesson books, some mixed media pages, watercolor paper. This is a fun little pack of papers that you can draw, and it has like rainbow colors that come through. Blank sketchbooks, some table easels. You can put color pencils and paints and things in them, and then it sets up on the table like this, and you can put your easel or whatever you're working on that. And so that is what is in this bin. A few trays and empty little containers to put manipulatives in on shelves. So I'm thinking she'll like that. Let me see if I can lean us down in here. Again, some like Melissa and Doug's alphabet stamps and stuff like that. Cameron loved these crayons so much. He was still using them, but he said that he felt like he wanted to pass those along to the girls. So that's what is going through. And I love going through this process with the kids. I didn't record that process, but I think it's so important to allow them to make decisions about what stays and what goes as well. We definitely kept some things that I felt like should go, but that's okay. That's okay. This is things that, you know, they have loved and used. Sorry, I'm trying to adjust here. These are things that they have loved and used and are ready to pay forward. So again, just more art stuff. We had a few googly eyes left over and some feathers. I used to have like busy bins and they would just go and make things, just clips, just random things. Little balls, felt. We've got some cardstock and like cork board and things like that in here. Pipe cleaners, all that. So it's just a bunch of that in this container here. And then in this bin, my sister actually took sign language in college. And so I thought I'd pass this chart along to her. We have loved having that on our walls. And then these boards are so fun. We still probably need to erase some things, but they're double-sided, so she can work on handwriting with the girls and writing their numbers. We have a loom here the boys enjoyed, especially Cameron, and then multiplication chart and writing numbers. I've got some chalk in here. I've got some dry erase markers. I've got some little cards to practice handwriting. I won't pull all of that out, but that is what actually, these were actually pretty helpful. So I will share these if you are looking for things like this. And they just have them on the individual cards. They're really sturdy and they erase well. So those were good for my guys. So over here, more puzzles. This is like a Melissa and Doug human body little people puzzle. We've got this felt human body activity to do. We've got shapes, and I would print out different patterns for the boys to do, and they enjoyed that. So she can continue that with the girls. We've got animals in here, some animal sticker books right there, a little clock. I've got some counters that the guys used so much. This is probably the most used manipulative in our house. They loved that. And then a few of these little wheels from the Dollar Tree. I'm pretty sure I got these all from the Dollar Tree, but they have like the life cycle, and we had a lot of fun with these, the continents, some stuff about space. So we've got some measuring cups and some little tongs to work on like their grip. So that's what's living in here. There's a few other math manipulatives and boards and things like that. You may have noticed that the bookshelf is now gone. My husband took that down last night and the boys loaded it in the car for us. These are some cork boards I had tucked in the closet. I've still got more, but I'm gonna give those to her. A chalkboard there, and then this chart. It's not a chart, but you put it on the wall, and we used it for like vocabulary words, or the boys would make sentences, and it's huge. It's like the size, I want to open it up, but it's the size of a cork board, or like our map over here, which I think is like 24 by 36. But so you hang that up on the wall, and then we would write vocabulary words or parts of sentences on these little strips here. I've got a few more there to give her, and the boys just loved that. So that is what is also going to her, as well as a bunch of books here. They loved these. They read them over and over again and were so excited when we saw the Wild Robot movie because, you know, they had read it and it was just some sweet memories there. So I don't know where the book covers went, but they felt like my sister would enjoy reading these to their cousins, as well as Charlotte's Web and the one and only Ivan and the Sisters of the Never Seas. The Sister of the Never See, which is kind of like a Peter Pan type story. So that was sweet of them. We've got some Magic Treehouse books, and they enjoy stories about Anansi the spider. Just some books that they have always loved reading. We read this one over and over and over again. So just very sweet. These are some other books that we are passing along. They're mostly animals, a few like Black history, a few biography type books, some Native American biographies, and then these What Should Danny Do books and the cape that came with them, and then some devotionals that we have enjoyed going through over the years. So that is what will now be on her shelves, and I'm really excited to again pass that along. And then the last set of books we're giving to her are these I guess encyclopedia type books of science, history, and animals. I think the girls are going to have fun with this. Cameron always loved these type of images and just reading through. So that is it. That is what I'm about to load up in the truck, or have the boys load up in the truck and drive over to my sister's. Y'all, I love my sister so much. By that afternoon, she had already organized all of this stuff, put the shelves together, and put it in the girls' playroom. They were excited, she was excited, and I was glad to be able to pass these things along. Now, of course, we had a bunch of trash after this decluttering session, so we ended the week by loading it up and taking it to the dump. The boys had fun throwing things in the dumpster, and it was a wrap. All right, guys, thanks for hanging with me if you're still here. I hope this video has been encouraging to you, as I know many of you are decluttering currently or about to head into spring cleaning. Pass those blessings along. Don't be afraid to let go. Clear your space. It's going to feel so, so good. All right, that's it for me today. If you have anything you want to share with me in the comments below, please do. And if you haven't already, please give a like and subscribe, and I'll chat with y'all soon. Bye.